And let's go! Okay, Goof Troop. So, if you don't know this game, well, you should play it. It's a fantastic experience, especially if you are with a friend. This is, in my opinion, one of the best co-op games. But still, with just one player, it's pretty awesome. It plays really well. Very easy to understand, but still, it's pretty much its own thing. I don't know of many other games which work like that. It's a little bit like a Zelda type of game where you have to solve riddles, defeat enemies, but you don't have any means of attacking enemies directly. You need to use barrels or pots and throw them at them. And here I found a hook shot and I'm using it to push enemies. I cannot kill them, but I can give them a push, and that can make them fall in the water, for instance, or at least that will make them flash for a little bit, and I can go through them. So yes, this is a game you can play with two different characters, Goofy and Max, and there's a difference between them. Max goes faster, and actually speedruns with Max are faster, but Goofy is the stronger one. So generally when I try to hit an enemy with Max, I need 2 hits, and I'm gonna need more hits for the bosses. Except for those thin blue guys, they still die in 1 hit with Max. But when we go further into the game, a lot of the goons will have to be taken out with 2 hits instead of 1, so Max is a little bit weaker. It's a shame I lost my hearts there. So yeah, the way this game works, you can find a lot of pickups in pots, like fruit. So yeah, cherry gives you 1 heart, banana gives you 2. If you're lucky, you can find some red diamonds, which give you 1 full life. If you reach 7 hearts, that will erase your hearts and give you 1 extra life. And if you have any hearts, when you get hit, you don't die, but you lose all the hearts that you had. And if you don't have any hearts, then you die, and you get back to the beginning of the room. Dang, I don't even have 3... I don't even have 3 lives. That's a bit sad. I might even go ahead and take the other blue diamond in the next level. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Blue diamond is an extra continue. I always take it in the marathon setting because you never know what's gonna happen in this game. This is not a good site, by the way. Oh, okay, I killed one. That was pretty lucky. I had to guess. Give me something. I need something from him now. Well, this is definitely not a good start. It started pretty poorly, but well, there's not much I can do. Now I've depleted all my barrels. Oh! Dude! Give me your barrel. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this game is an RNG festival. But still, even despite that, I love it. I actually don't mind the RNG in this game. It makes the game really fresh all the time. It's a blast to run through, even though it can pull some really bad crap on you sometimes. It's very enjoyable to grind. But yeah, if you're allergic to grind or RNG, you probably should stay away from this game because it has pretty much only that. Come on, give me a heart, please. A heart. Yes, nice. That's cool. Because I wanted to get rid of my hearts and get an extra life, so I can take the plank and death warp out. That's a speedrun strategy. Okay, we have a heart. I'm gonna do this thing. Come on, follow me. Is he following me? No, he's not. Oh, okay. I didn't want to push him. I wanted the blue diamond, but that's fine. I wanted for him to stay alive, and then so he could kill me, and I would go back to the entrance of the room a little bit quicker. But that's fine. That was a really small time save anyway. And honestly, in a marathon run, I'd rather be a little bit safe. So there I had 2 continues. It's probably much more than I need, but still, you never know what's gonna happen in this game. So I'd rather take the safety. It barely wastes time anyway. Okay, that was a bit scary, but they pushed both blocks, so that's kind of lucky. Alright, I'm gonna have to get the items here. I have a heart, that's pretty cool. It's gonna be useful in the next rooms. Okay, this is pretty bad. If you had this game as a kid, you probably hate it. No, don't push this block up. Don't push this block up. Don't push this block. Don't do that! Oh my god. Of course he would do that. let's try again. Okay, this is a better start. Please push it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, he was useful for a change. But man, that room could be so hugely trolly. Yeah, you have to react. This is what makes this game fun. Sometimes, is that you have to react to the patterns that you are being given. And there, if I still had my heart, I would use it to go through those spiky logs, but yeah, I had to wait because I didn't have any hearts. Okay, now I can die to this guy to get back to the entrance of this room a little bit quicker. I need both grapple hooks. So yeah, I'm not grabbing one extra because you actually use them up when you set up a rope over a bridge like that. There also I could have taken a death and saved 1 second, but I'd rather keep the life. Because yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. This is Goof Troop. Okay, last room before the boss. I'm taking this cherry. I could hookshot it, but sometimes you're too close and the hookshot goes through without picking it up. So I'd rather just take it manually. Boss time. He needs 12 hits. Let's see if I can get good patterns. Well, that's semi-good. I need to quickly get rid of those 4 barrels so that the helpers appear. Okay, I get finally a good pattern. I lost my heart though. Might not be a big issue. Oh, dang it. Come on, give me ammunition. Nice. Okay, that's good RNG. That's what you like. Still not a good run so far. I got pretty trolled. But yeah, this is Goof Troop for you. Alright, this is arguably the most interesting level. It has a lot of speedrun strategies. And here also there's diverging routes you can take, but left is the only one that actually advances the game. You can get some stuff in the other rooms, but it's not very useful. Something that not a lot of people know, you can actually throw pots at those switches, so you don't even need to go there. There's an extra life hidden there, so might as well take it. It only takes 1 second. And there's an item in this game called the candle that will not completely light up the room, but it would increase the radius of the light around you so that you can see a little bit better. But of course, we are speedrunners, so we don't really need that. Ah, no hearts, that's a bit unfortunate. I need this plank, and here meet the cannon. So this enemy, the cannon, takes 5 hits with Max, but only 4 hits with Goofy, so Goofy has a bit of an advantage here. There's some randomness to when he's gonna shoot, and that was pretty good. I didn't have any long waiting, so yeah, that's a good start for this level. Yeah, you can go almost on the... Oh, I had to bump him twice, that's bad RNG, but I really had to. Okay, nothing very interesting going on here. Bump this guy once. Yeah, I will have to bump him a second time, and this one too. Yeah, sometimes you can go around without bumping him a second time, but it depends on what he does. You have to have a good reading of this game, so that really goes from the experience of running it over and over and see how enemies react, and you start developing a sense of what you should do and how to solve rooms quickly. It's really fun to do. Alright, we got hearts from the last possible pots, that's good. And now I'm gonna get into what I call the double suicide room, because I'm gonna, well, kill myself twice. First time I got rid of the key by opening the gate, I get the other key, kill myself to go back a bit more quickly. And now we have all the items we need, and we can go on our way. There's a little bit of waiting here. There's really nothing you can do to speed up this room. Hey, look, I can walk on the wire. Just have to wait for the platform. Yeah, it's not Nope or Peon. Yeah, that's like a running gag of Goof Troop speedrunning. The password being Nope. 3, 4. Ah, that's pretty unfortunate. So yeah, I placed myself such that cannons will shoot one another. Okay, 5 and 5. And that's a little bit better than doing them one by one. Oh, I got an extra life, that's lucky. I don't have a heart, so okay, I needed to go around that guy, there was no other way. So this was a decent level, but not perfect. 10:21 at this stage is really not good though. I probably would have reset long ago if this was a world record attempt. But this is Goof Troop, you can never know what you're gonna get. Alright, introducing the skeletons. This is a really potentially trolly boss, and you want to preserve the red skeleton as much as possible because he gives you better ammunition. He gives them 3x3. So it's 2-5, 2-6, 2-7, 2-8. I have to count damage, it's really important. 2-9, 2-10. Yeah, red is at 2, 10, 2-11, 3-11, 3-12. Alright, this guy's at 3. It's important I remember, because after 6 he will be potentially capable of doing the head thing, and that's really bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more. 11. Oh, that was really good RNG on the red guy. So not a bad fight. Not amazing, but not a bad fight, honestly. So yeah, as you guessed, my strategy is generally to focus on the blue first because he's less useful, and then finish up the red. And there, red gave us a lot of ammunition, and he only did the head pattern once. If you're unlucky, he can do the head pattern twice, and that sucks. So you have to always account for that possibility. So that's why you always need to keep some ammunition with you in case that happens, because you can't really prevent it. Alright, okay. Yeah, those rooms with the red guys, they are capable of holding items and throwing them at you. So you have to read what they do. That room can go in a lot of various ways. So is he gonna... Okay, he can catch what you throw at him. Alright, nice. I didn't even need to kill one of them. He just got out of the way. Alright. I don't have a heart, but that's fine. We made it through both frog rooms. The frog rooms, you need a heart to start them with, because you need to damage boost through the first frog, because you don't have any ammunition, so waiting for one of the red guys to give you a barrel is really slow, so you just damage boost through the first frog. So yeah, if you had this game as a kid, chances are you had a problem with this puzzle, because it's pretty difficult. But fortunately, I know the answer. Okay, I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna try to win the race against this guy. Yeah, got it. Nice. That's pretty optimal, because he did not ruin my optimal way of doing the puzzle at all. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this level has another path that it could have taken before. There was a path on the right that I did not take, because it's slower. But as a kid, when I played this game, I always did the other path, because I could not solve that difficult puzzle we saw earlier. Here is an interesting room. I have to activate all 4 switches, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna damage boost off this guy, activate the 3rd switch, die on purpose, and so I can go back to the beginning of the room and activate the last switch. So this is a puzzle in the dark. Well, of course you would probably need to have the candle if you're playing the game casually. But, well, if you're a speedrunner, you don't really care about that. You need that grapple hook, so don't forget it. Next room is potentially one of the worst in the game. It's very random. Okay, first 2 guys, 3rd guy... Okay, that's a good pattern. That was a good pattern. It was one of the good situations, so I managed to read it correctly and do what was needed. But that room can go in a lot of various ways, so especially for the first 2 guys on the right are pretty consistent to kill with the middle block, but the last 2 guys, it really depends on what they do, where they go first. So you have to try to attract them close to a block so you can defeat them. You have to have a good reading of what's going on. Alright, shout out to Yagamoth, who figured out you can attract these guys and stay in this corner, and they will packed together, so you can hit them without having to move out of this area too much. And it's really efficient. So shout out to Yagamoth, who briefly ran this game. He also did a one-player, two-controller co-op playthrough of this, which is quite amazing. That was a good room, by the way. Okay, 15, 17. This has been a really good level 4. So it makes up for the badness of the rest of the run. I'm still like, I'm not sure, 20, 25 seconds of PB. I'm not sure exactly. So yeah, this has pretty much no chance of PB, but oh, it's not a bad run so far. It's not terrible, at least. Okay, so this is a little bit of a resident sleeper moment, I'm afraid. Because I have to wait for these two caterpillars to come out. They can come out of any of the 8 holes. It's random, I cannot manipulate it. And I have to hit their head with the stalactites, which appear once at every step. Now they're going to come out into pairs. Oh, no, not yet, yeah. Okay, that was the 4th appearance. So now it's going to be both of them at the same time. So there's not much you can do to optimize this, but there's still a little bit. Notice that the caterpillars will go faster and faster the more I hit them. So what I want to do is try to deal damage equally to both of them. Okay, here I could not. I wanted to hit the purple one, but he was badly placed. I really want to hit the purple one now, because he's really slow, so he's slowing down the boss fight, basically. Come on, purple. Okay, that's really good. Purple again, because he's still one damage behind. If I can, but if I can't, it's sometimes better to not even try. Oh, that's pretty good too. Okay, now they're both equal. Both of them are 2 hits away from death. Okay, now I'm gonna try to hit the purple one if I can, but it barely matters at this point because both of them are pretty fast already. So that would be frames and not even... Okay, nice. That was pretty lucky. Yeah, the speed of this boss depends more on the randomness of where they appear rather than what you do during the fight. What you do is really, really small. It might save a fraction of a second, maybe a full second, but it's gonna mostly depend on where they appear and whether you can catch them efficiently or not. Okay, last level. Oh, and by the way, you were in for a treat, because about 3 weeks ago, a new trick was discovered in this game. And it saves roughly 30 to 35 seconds, which is huge. So it was really huge for this game, so that made me improve my PB by like 33 seconds. Before I could not get a sub 23, but now I do have one. My PB is 22.28 for this, and I'm pretty happy about it. But it's gonna be in a little bit. Here I had to make sure that I had a heart, so I can damage boost through these guys and activate the switch. That's not how you're supposed to do that room, but yeah, it's much faster that way. Okay, next room is the worst room in the whole game, arguably. Because there's nothing you can do to attack those guys directly. You need to kill all 3 of them, but you have to make it so they get hit by those mini cannons. Okay, this was a good situation. Yeah, alright, nice. That can go very, very more wrongly than that. Bad RNG. I hate that green guy. Okay, now something else. I'm using the bell to attract these green guys so I can hit them without having to go on the moving platform. Unfortunately, the fat red guy is completely immune to the bell and also to the hookshot. He's like super strong. So I really need to go on the platform. There's nothing else I can do. I'm going to take this for a bit of safety. The new skip is going to be really soon. I need to solve this real quick. And when you solve puzzle, I try to optimize my movement by hitting the corner of blocks. So I have to walk the fewest amount of pixels possible, but it's not easy. not always easy to be really optimal. Then I'm gonna open this gate and go back because I need a key. I did that in this order because I still needed a second hookshot to get to the key room. So now we are there. I have to solve another block puzzle to get the key. Nothing too difficult. Skip is going to be after this. So, alright, so before we used to need a hookshot, so we had to take it in a room where you have to lure a guy on a switch, and that's really slow. But fortunately there's a way to skip that. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, that was it. That was the skip. So I basically walked over a blank tile because it turns out there is a magic diagonal line that you can take. It only works as Max, it doesn't work as Goofy. You can take to go over this gap. And that was discovered like 3 weeks ago. It's a very recent discovery. So there you have it. It's a fairly new addition to the speedrun of this game. And I'd say it's basically 35 seconds. Well, I don't need food, I already have a heart. I just hope I'm not gonna get hit in the next room, which is pretty dangerous. The next room has 2 cannons, and I have to waste time placing the 2 hookshots that I have. Yeah, that's why you need a lot of hookshots in this game, this level. Right, this puzzle is actually quite difficult if you don't know the solution, but there's several ways to solve it. This way I'm using is the fastest one that I could find. I don't think there's a better way for one player, but maybe you can prove me wrong, I don't know. I tested a lot of solutions a few years ago. That was the fastest one in terms of execution. Come on, last guy. Alright. Still at 22 flats going in the final boss. Alright. Welcome to Pete, aka the biggest RNG conundrum of this game. And that's not a good start. What I need him to do is to turn into a tornado, and that will give me bombs, and I can throw bombs at him. I need to hit him 14 times, and that's a lot. Okay, here he called his minions, which is a good thing in a sense, because that limits what he can do. Oh, that's not a good placement though. Because if there's at least 1 minion alive, the boss will only have 2 choices. He can use his pistol or do bombs, so statistically I will have more bombs, which is pretty good. 8, 9, oh, that's actually getting much better. 10, 11, don't kill him! Right. No, I cannot use them. I'm not sure I counted right though. I think I'm at 11, 13, that's the last one, come on. Give it to me. 14, yeah. That's a really good time actually. That was a pretty awesome Pete. It started out poorly, but then I got a lot of bombs. So this is actually a really nice time. And look at that, sub 5. Sub 5, level 5 is really decent. So there you go. This was Goof Troop with Max. So the new skip works with Max. You can also perform it in 2 players. So if you are a co-op runner, if you are a couple of co-op runners of this, please try the new skip, and maybe finally someone will be able to beat the very long-standing co-op world record of this game. It has to be beaten eventually. It's a really old record. It's very, very good though. Nobody has been able to beat it, but now there's no excuse, guys. I'd really love to see some competition on co-op. But also, if you want to play 1 player, it's great too. I love it. I play this game a lot. I like grinding this. Even though it's an RNG, it's an RNG mess. It's very, very fun to run. Seriously. So the length of the game is really good. The skip makes it even better with Max. So yeah, if you want to run this, it's pretty easy to learn. extremely hard to master, honestly. But it's very, very fun to run. Alright, so what game is next? I believe it's Mickey. Yeah, so we're continuing on the Capcom block. Yeah, Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. Yeah, sure. Can I switch games? Or should I wait a bit? Yes, Mythical, that's really funny. Yagamoth, as I said, he, as far as I know, he's the only one who has done a run of this. One player, two controllers. He was playing both characters, and technically that's actually the fastest run performed by one person. So that's quite neat. Well, I'm not sure what his time is, but I believe it was like a low 22 or something. It could be improved a lot, I'm sure, but well, it's hard enough already. I can go ahead? Okay, cool. Well, let's go.